I'm Thorne Dickinson. This show allows me to talk with Mainers working on the most important clean energy project to ever come to our state. We discuss how this project is providing jobs and other benefits today while creating clean energy for a better tomorrow. Nick, this seems like a great place to talk a little bit about the project and some of the myths that are out there. Still, we have these images that are out there, these massive lattice structures. But here is a perfect place. They're in the ground. This is not a visual simulation anymore. This is what the structure will look like. We have the existing corridor and the new.
Right, and I mean, you can tell it looks fairly proportional. I mean, these structures are on average about 100 feet above grade. And you know, it's a higher voltage class as compared to the 115 kV next to it. But I mean, really from this vista, you can tell that they're very, very similar in height. I mean, the other misconception aside from lattice towers is that these things are gonna have blinking lights on them. You know, I've gone to multiple town meetings and it was said on the Tucker Carlson interview and all this other stuff. I mean, we've gone on record, we've done our studies. I mean, this is on average what you're going to see. This is what the project looks like, so.
Yeah. And maybe just the other thing we could talk about is, I know I'm excited about the fact that this crew now can really get going on the structures kind of the way we had.
Yep.
Maybe just talk like some of the challenges we had to overcome to get to this point.
Yeah, sure. So you know, we're here in Bald Mountain, and we're focused on Bald Mountain, Moscow, Concord, because we had always planned to be in Segment 1. And when we got the presidential permit, almost immediately thereafter, we got a stay order, the injunction on Segment 1. So we had to switch gears real quick, because again, we have all these workers that are ready to go to work. Because we had the LUPC permit, and because we had the Moscow municipal permit, we could focus on these three towns. So we found a way to make use of the steel that we got. You know, another big part of this too is working through the permitting process. So it was mandated we had to walk the whole 145 miles. And anytime that we see another way to do something in the project that's not as environmentally impactful, or it's a constructability concern or a safety concern, we have to make those adjustments. So we've been very diligent about that. And as we're receiving steel, as we're getting approval on those changes, you know, that's really opened up a nice little stretch for this team.
When you see the project here and you see the impacts that are here and the pole sizes, I mean, it's such a difference from the way the opposition's describing this project. I mean, that having worked on this project, that you must feel that way, I would assume.
Oh yes, yeah. We see. I heard. You know, you see things that people post on social media and stuff, and they were saying it's going to be, you know, 8 New Jersey highways wide or something, and you can see it's really, you know, there's not, you know, it's not really that way. You know, they made it sound a lot worse than it was, and it's too bad because it's really, I think it's a good thing. You know, I loved seeing all the people come through, helping these little stores and everything, you know, and of course being from Maine helps. You know, I just love it. Usually I'm on the road, so it's nice to be home, you know. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Winthrop.
Yeah.
It's right outside Augusta. Pretty small little town.
No, I know
And
Winthrop.
I've been coming up here for years. We actually have a camp out by Kingsbury. So it's just nice to be in a familiar area. You know, I don't need a map to get around. I know where I'm going, you know.
And how did you find this kind of work? Have you been working with Aldridge for a long time?
When we did the MPRP, the Maine Power Reliability Project, that's when I came on, and actually was able to make a career out of it. You know, I've been here for 10 years in September, and so and I imagine this project's going to pull the same type of thing. It's going to have people come on, and they're going to actually find a career doing this work, and I think it's awesome. You know, you get pretty good pay, and it helps you get benefits, take care of your kids and everything else. And you know, I hope that more people can find that, you know, when they get hired on, hopefully they do well and able to keep carry on with a good company, you know.
And have you traveled a lot of different places with Aldridge?
Yeah, I've been everywhere, pretty much between Maine, Minnesota, Florida, and I've been as far as Kansas. I know a lot of these guys have been all over the country, right, Maine to California, everywhere, you know. And they try to keep us close to home as best they can. So.
And is your family actually glad you're home, or?
Yes, they are. Believe it or not, yeah.
No, I believe
no,
it.
my kids. I have twin boys that are 6, and my daughter's 8. And they actually came to stay at camp with us last night, so that was pretty sweet.
Oh, great. Now, did I hear a rumor that your brother's down there too?
That's
Is
my
that...
brother down there,
Yeah.
yeah. He says, no camera for me. I said, I'll bite the bullet for you.
Trust me, I feel the same way many days. So, did he have a similar path as you, where he started with MPRP, or was he later?
He did, and then he left. He
Okay.
ended up leaving for a little while. He had his own business going,
Yeah.
and so he went to that, and his kids were at the age where he didn't want to be away from them, so
Yeah.
he didn't stay with us.
Well, that's going to be a tough choice for a lot of people to make.
It's a very
you know?
tough choice, yep.
Yeah.
It was a tough one for me to choose to stay and
Yeah.
to go on the road, you know.
Yeah.
Yep. But I'm glad I did.
Maybe you could just describe in your own words what we're actually doing here today, what you guys are working
Yeah,
on.
we're working on drilling a hole. We're going to set a pole base in it, and then long story short, we set the pole base, put stone around it, tamp it all in, and then they come and put the rest of the pole on top after.
It was great to be out on the right-of-way today. I got to meet a lot of the crews, and as I usually do, I'm always curious where they're from, and essentially everybody that I met today was from Maine. We had people from Sangerville and Cornville, Alton. We had a gentleman from West Forks, from Bangor, Madison, and it's great to see so many Mainers working on such an important project.